Yeah, YouTubers, Tasman here, bringing you another episode of Foundry Virtual Tabletop, version 12 from the ground up. So in our last episode, we started talking about the simple world building actor, or the character, if you want to call it, and the template. And as we have seen, you can do some pretty cool stuff, but it is kind of a pain. And even more underlying stuff, like if I were to attack, that it automatically, if I'm using a weapon, it knows to use my modifiers, all that stuff. That's the underlying code that your different systems will have in them. At very basic, we can simply access the stuff on our character sheet, and that's pretty much it. I mean, not a lot to go on there. Before I go in too far, I wanted to. Now I'm trying to remember what I was gonna say. Dang it! Oh, actually, I do remember what I was gonna say. I was gonna say thanks. I did get some comments on videos, and I like to usually kind of go over comments, just to say thanks for the comment, and So usually the way I do it, is I will read the comments from the previous episode. So our previous episode in this case was 4, and this is 5. So I'll read comments that were from 4 and not from previous. If comments come after that, it can get where you're just reading comments the whole time. So I only do the past episode. So I got a couple comments, 2 comments from the same person, more of a reply on the second one, but it's from Reluctant Artsy. Artsy, yes. That gave me a thumbs up, and then also replied saying, eagerly awaiting some more. So here's your some more, Reluctant Artsy. Hopefully I'm not slaughtering that or saying it wrong. So thanks for that. Also, I know, like I said, I'm not sponsored by Molten Hosting, but I am grateful that, they're such a great service. I definitely want to share it with people. If you, check out their stuff and you end up getting it, tell them Tasman sent you. Maybe then they'll sponsor me in the future. I don't know. Anyway, let's jump in. All right, so we created a template, which we called _template, and then we stuck it in a templates folder. We also made off of that template a player that used all the stuff that was in that template. And in the last episode, while we were doing parts in here, I was like, oh wait, we need to jump further ahead to these next 2 tabs to add some stuff in there so that we can actually add them to our player sheet and show you how that works. So we're gonna kind of put the actor on the back burner for a moment. I think we'll still get to it in this episode, but we're gonna jump into the items, which is this little icon. To me, it looks like a little server with 2 little servers behind it. I don't know what it's really supposed to be, but that's what I see because I'm a server administrator. And then of course a journal, which is just a book. And we're, once again, I think those aren't nearly as complex. And we might, just do a couple things in there, but come revisit those as well later. So we're going to go ahead and close our little player here. And what we're going to do is we're going to create 2 items. One, a weapon, and one will be a potion, a healing potion. Now, like I said, it's outside the scope of this whole series to actually, make it so that the weapon knows about the character's strength and all that stuff, and the potion knows about the health and applies it automatically. That's all what your system creators do, and that's why I say I wanted to do this, so you can actually see the awesome stuff that they do. All right, so we're in the items tab, and as you can see, just like all of them, we have create folder, and then we have create whatever that is. Create journal, create item. We have our search, we can sort, we can also open, if we have folders all open, we can instantly collapse them, or if they're closed, I believe we can actually open them, right? I can check that real quick. No, it just collapses. Never mind, it doesn't open them, which I don't know why you'd want to. Excuse me. So anyway, we're going to create 2 items. We're going to create a potion, and we're also going to create a sword. And we do that simply create item. You'll notice once again there isn't a drop down like in D&D or Pathfinder. If you say create item, there's going to be options saying create a tool, create a weapon, create armor, create, you know, all these different things. None of that is in there because this is not anything like that. I'm not going to actually create them as templates. We kind of went over how to do that. You do it the exact same way. We're just going to create 2 items. So the first one we're going to do is simply going to be a healing potion, ATALING and POTION. And not using a template, we're going to create an item. There you go. There's your item. Not a lot of stuff with it. It has a description and it has your attributes. We're going to keep this very, very, very bare bones. All right, so we have our healing potion. First thing maybe we want to do is go add a picture for it. So let me see. I have a link. What did I set it to? I went to, where are we at? We are in, I think it's under core data we want to go. This is where like all the core stuff. And then we want to go to icons, consumables, and in here there's a potions. And then I'm going to go ahead and just click on this so that I can see the images, maybe make it a little bigger because I don't actually need to see their names. And let's just choose one of these. This is just going to be a minor one, so let's look. Usually there's one that's a vial like that or that. There we go. That's actually perfect. One of those 2. Is there any? Ooh, or I like that one actually. It's kind of bubbling. So there we go. We now have a picture for our healing potion. We've already gone over how to add description and stuff. That doesn't do anything. I think in D&D this type of potion weighs 0.5. It's half a pound. Actually, that's not half a pound. 1.8 be half a pound since it's 16 ounces. Anyway, so we're going to move right on over to the attributes and just add a quick attribute. So what we're going to do is add one. We're going to call the attribute key. Actually, we're not doing that. We're going to click on this because we're not going to create a group. It's just going to be a simple thing. So the attribute key here will be called minor heal, MINOR HEAL. So it's a minor healing potion. Its value is going to be, we're going to change this real quick so we don't mess it up, because I think it might reset that. So we're going to set it to formula because we want to have it be a formula. Sorry. And the formula is going to be 2d4 plus 2, which is a minor healing potion. Label anything we want. We can go MIN, minor healing POTION. And there we go. That is pretty much our minor healing potion. It will actually roll the 2d4 plus 2, and then we can apply that manually to our character. All right, the second thing we're going to make is going to be a sword. So let's go ahead. We're going to create another item, and we're just going to call it a sword. Maybe let's call it an ice sword. We'll see if we can find a cool, or a necrotic sword. How about a necro sword? A special sword. So this is a necro sword. There we go. And once again, I'm not going to do it as a template. Let's go ahead and just do that. We'll go back in here. We're already in consumables. If we come out, we can go to, I think there's one called weapons. There it is right there. And there's probably one called swords. There we go. And we're already in that. Oh, I could have done acid or something. Hopefully there's a, ooh, that's a cool one. Let's do that one. That looks kind of necrotic. Let's see what else there is. Yeah, I like that one. That looks necrotic-y to me. So we have our necro sword now. What should its weight be? Maybe 2 pounds? I don't know. All right, go to abilities or the attributes, I mean. So this one we want 2 attributes. So we're going to go ahead and click this twice. They're both going to be formulas. One is going to be our to hit, right? And the second one is going to be our damage. So let's say our 2D hit, to our hit, like I said, we're not actually connecting this to the character, but in this it would probably be just a 1d20, and then when it's on a character it would actually use the character's attribute or their modifier. So we're just going to do 1d20, and over here we're going to do ahead and do 2 hit, and I guess just 2 hit. Oops, I don't know where I was. 2 hit, like so. And this is to be our damage. So E-A-M-A-G-E. I don't think there's 2 M's. I don't know why I hit M twice or even said it. And let's say this is a necrotic sword. Let's say it does 1d8, 1d8. Oh gosh, why is it not typing in there? 1d8. And it's going to have a plus maybe 3 or 2. It'll have +2. And then, of course, when you're holding it, it'll also add in your strength modifier. But we're not doing that. All right, and then this is D-A-M-A-G-E. Pretty much that is all we're going to do for these 2 things. So that is our sword. The last thing I wanted to do before we go back to our actor is just really quickly create a journal entry and just kind of show you how that works, because we can actually also link to that. Excuse me. So we're going to come in here. Once again, we have create folder, we have create journal entry. Very, very simplistic. There is no templates for journal entries. It just uses the default one of the core, I guess, the core system itself. So here you can see we have a journal entry. We'll go ahead and let's just call it journal. We'll just leave it at that. And what we can do in here is we can have pages for our journal. So our main page here is just journal. If we hit add page, we'll call this, I'm going to call it level 1. Level 1, and you'll see why in a minute. And we're going to say create new page. And then inside level 1, we can actually add another page, and we can call it LAVEL2 or O2. Or actually, that's not inside. We can actually where is the thing I'm thinking of? Oh, actually, I think I know. If we go to edit in here, we can change its actual level. So if we want this to be a subpart of level 1, like level 1.1, that might be a better way of saying it. So this is level 1.1. We can actually come in here and say that this is going to be inside that level 1, and maybe I shouldn't call it level 1 because I don't think it says that. Let's change this up just a little bit. So we're gonna go ahead and say edit. We're gonna leave this a level 1, but I'm gonna call it main body. This is more than I was thinking I was gonna do. We will come back and do more on these. So there's the main body now. If we come here to our level 1.1, let's go ahead and rename it to what would I call this? Hey guys, this is Tasman from the future. I keep forgetting to say this in the episode, so I had to create this little video. So I received from the Demiplane, which is a site kind of like D&D Beyond, a free code for the Pathfinder 2E Bestiary 1, I believe it was. And I'm going to give it away to one of my beloved viewers. So if you have an account on Demiplane, or if you don't, go create one and then you will. First person to, let's just say in the comments below, just say, Taz, give me the code. You will get a free code to unlock the bestiary. I believe it's 1 on the demi-plane. So like I said, you have to have a demi-plane account, obviously, to unlock it. But yeah, that's it. Let's go back to Taz of the present. See ya. Sub body? I don't know. I'm at a loss of words. Sub, because it's going to be in here as well. It's just going to be part of that. So we can say this is actually at level 2. So our main area is level 1. Level 2 will be in 1-bit. So now if we hit close on that, you'll see now that this is indented and it's actually part of our main body. And then if we wanted to do a third one, we could go into that third level, or we could say next body, I guess, and do that, and you'll see it's back down. So even though it's labeling them, it's automatically moving them this way to let you know that this is actually part of this, kind of the heading type of thing. All right, so now that we have that, that's all I really care about, is at least that much. All right, let's go back to our actor now and add these things to it. So for our items that we have, what we want to do is we want to simply drag the items from our item area. We can do healing potion, drag it in there, and you'll notice that it actually creates this button that is named the actual name of the healing potion. If we click edit, this is where we actually gave it the label for it. When we click this, it will actually execute the function because we told it, or it's a formula. So now if I click this, you'll see that it rolled 2d4 plus 2. Wow, we did a really good roll too. And we got a total of 9. So that's how that works. Pretty simple. Same thing's going to be with our sword. We can drag it here because we added 2 attributes in there. You'll see we have one button called to hit. We have one button called to damage. So if we click on those, this will be our just 1d20 roll. And you can see we rolled a 15. Our damage is going to be, what was it, 1d8 plus, oh, it's right there, 1d8 plus 2. So we didn't roll so good on that one. We rolled a 4 plus the 2, we got 6. So simple way of adding those things in there. So now I just wanted to quickly show you how you can add them into like the description where they're clickable, because we already know we have these clickable things, but we want to link to those items. And it's really easy. If we come in here, hit enter a couple times, all we have to do is basically drag them from thing into our box that we're currently editing. So let's say we want to do the sword, right? So let's go to our items. We can grab that necro sword and put it here. And you'll see it automatically puts the UUID, which is the ID right here. If we click on this, you'll see that it ends in 4I6. And here you can see it's actually creating the item ID. It's saying it's an item, and this is its actual ID, right? So now we will have a link to our necro sword. This doesn't actually make the sword swing or anything like that. You'd have to do some underlying code to do that. I'm just showing you how you can add these type of things into here. Let's go ahead and enter a couple times. Do our potion, just show you, does the exact same thing. Go ahead and add that in there, and you can see that this is an item, this is its ID, it ends in AZR. So if we went into our healing potion here, if we wanted to create this manually without dragging, we would just do item dot, and then we could come in here, click on that, and it copies it to the clipboard. And now I could just paste this in here, and it would actually, no, whoops, don't do it twice. Just do it once there. It'll do it. And then, of course, it will take that main label as well. We can also do it with our journal entry and various other things. So if we want our journal entry, so instead of taking our whole journal, I want to show you that you can actually take just that page 2 thing, or the sub body, right? So we can actually, if we have enough room, we can actually open the journal here, and then we can grab sub body and actually drag that in here, and you'll see that we'll actually get something a little different. We have journal entry, This is the ID for the journal entry. So if we go look at this, you'll see it ends in ZGE. So we click here, we got ZGE, but then we actually have the sub body, which is the journal entry page, as you can look through there. And if we click on that and then click the edit, we'll actually be able to access that one, which is the 2VJ. And if we come in here now, we can see that there's our 2VJ. So if we save this, now you can see this won't actually roll the damage. As far as I don't think it did. Oh, that's special damage. Our Necro Sword. This will actually open up our item. So you can do this with various things. You can do it with the actors. You can do it with all kinds of things. This will open up our healing potion. And this will open up that sub body of our journal. We're at 19 minutes. I think that is pretty much what I wanted to cover in this episode. Now, I think I mentioned in the last episode that now that we actually have a scene, because we dragged our guy out here just to show you it. Or maybe, did I not have this scene? I think we did. Actually, we did. But now that we have a scene, I've said, I think in the last episode, if I remember right, we now have all these buttons enabled because they're all dependent on a scene. So after we kind of finish through these guys right here, we're actually going to go back over and do the scene, and we're going to create a nice walled off scene. At least this inn will be walled off. We're not going to go do everything. We might do some trees or something like that just to show you those. But that will kind of be where we're going to be going from here. So hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully you learned something new and didn't get way too confused. If you did, be sure to leave a thumbs up down below. Aside from that, comment, like, subscribe, click that little notification bell. Join my Discord channel. Really good way to chat with me. Tell other people about my channel. You know, word of mouth is the best way of growing the channel. And that is it, my friends. Until next time, I'll be seeing you later. Bye.